you've ever wondered why your specific person hasn't manifested yet, this is the video for you. And to make a long story short and basically tell you exactly what you need, it's all due to your belief. Your belief is going to be the core of your manifestation. So if you want your specific person to show up right here and right now, it literally, you just have to change your belief and you're going to see this begin to manifest automatically outside of you. If you want them to ask you to marry them tomorrow, if you want them to ask you out on a date, if you want them to text you, it all starts and ends with your belief. That's like the beginning and the end, stuff that Neville Goddard would mention. And because in this essence, you might be saying, okay, but Kyle, I feel like I have that belief. But let me ask you this. Does it make sense that your specific person comes to you tomorrow? Do you really feel and believe they can text you in this current moment? Does that make sense? And right, everything, our bridge of events is always going to come to us in a way that feels logical. So that's the only thing that you have to answer for yourself. And you can answer honestly, but remember, no matter what your answer is, no matter what you state, it doesn't take the possibility or the outcome that your specific person is trying to be with you in this current moment. So we don't have to delay our manifestation any further as long as we just get into the belief of it. Because remember, manifestation and movement is always happening behind the scenes, no matter what. Now you can put a veil over this and try to cover it, and that your specific person doesn't want to be with you or they don't want to chase you, but it's not going to take away the concept that they absolutely are. They are trying to chase you right here and right now. And so remember, when we talk about this movement happening behind the scenes, it doesn't always have observable effects. So yes, your manifestation is being perceivably delayed, but it's actually still coming to you in the best possible way. Because as you begin to actually have the desire for something, it totally aligns everything to make it that case. And I'll go back to that example of using it as a veil. So when you are concerned or worried or fearful of your reality, it doesn't change the fact that your reality is inherently positive. Right now, your specific person wants to be with you. They want to call you. They want to date you. But we put this veil because we change our belief and then we assume or think that our reality is bad. It's the same reason why when you wake up and you feel like you're just in a bad mood, the whole day goes just in accordance to that. You have a further bad mood and everything supports it, but the same happens in the opposite. But I want you to take that belief. Remember and know that everything in your reality is positive. Just contemplate for a moment. What if your specific person did want to text you right now? What if they did want to chase after you? What if they wanted to pursue you? What if they were obsessed with you in this current moment? How would you feel? And again, you don't have to fully believe it yet. Just begin to contemplate it because everything is going to be created or stems from those beliefs. Because remember, your beliefs give rise to your thoughts and your thoughts give rise to your actions. And thus, thoughts and actions are actually a symptom of your beliefs. And so basically, if you have the desire for your specific person, they're coming to you. And I know I keep using the word veil or this covering, but you may not fully believe me right now because when I say your specific person wants to come into your reality, most people don't believe me. Most people think, that's just wishful thinking. But that's not wishful thinking, that's manifestation. And again, you can believe me or not. It's not going to change your reality and the fact that your specific person is wanting to be with you. That's how you could ever actually delay your manifestation. Or again, the only reason why your specific person isn't manifesting yet. It's because we are the only ones to delay our manifestation, thus implying your reality is always working for you. Go back to the mirror metaphor. Everything outside of you is a reflection of who you are. And thus, the only person that can stand in your way is you. And thus then going even deeper and taking it as simple as you possibly can, it's all to do with our belief. And I'll even give you an example of this in action. So here's a screenshot of a message I received recently, and I'll read it for you. They wrote, yeah, and then a bunch of celebratory emojis. He came over in the morning and we spent all day together, talked about how we will move forward and how we'll come again on Wednesday. Basically, this awesome, amazing movement happening with their specific person. And this person was in my weekly coaching. So we met up each week just for a 30-minute phone call. And before this point, and I won't go into too much detail because obviously I want to keep everyone's privacy, they were having a very less than positive past with their specific person. They were together, but they weren't together. There were exes. Again, there was a deep past and a lot of stuff coming in the way. And at the beginning, they were always focused on the 3D, right? In the same effect of like, how come, why isn't it manifesting? Where is it? Literally, I wrote down in my notes, they were asking, where is my manifestation? Or the question, but my specific person isn't showing up how I want yet. And most people answer and ask the same exact thing, right? We're going, okay, why isn't my specific person manifesting? How come I'm not seeing this external reality showcase exactly what I want? But remember, your reality manifestation doesn't always have observable effects. Everything is happening behind the scenes to take you to where you want to go. Whether you feel that's the truth or not, it's happening. So basically, imagine in your mind right now, everything happening outside of your awareness is still occurring. There's still movement happening. When you go to the store and you order food, the food was cooked even though you weren't aware of it. There was movement happening, and you didn't say the whole time, I need to see my food being cooked, or I'm not going to believe that this food on my plate is real, right? You would never say that. So why do we then do that with our specific person? But still in this effect of where's my manifestation, or but my specific person isn't showing up in the way I want yet, this text occurred. And it just shows you then your reality is always working for you, whether you want to believe that or not. And as soon as you get into the state and realize that your reality is going so much better than you could ever imagine, that's when you see the effect begin to reflect outside of you. And that's when you manifest everything you could ever want. And again, that's the only reason why we're delaying it. It's not that our specific person isn't there or isn't wanting to come into our reality. It's because they are there and they are waiting to come into your reality. But it all is connected and in alignment with your belief. If you don't believe it, it will be physically impossible to see. There's no way you can believe or see something, or there's no way you could see something that you don't believe is there. So that's the only effect. And so, yes, what I'm saying is right now you're having way more success than you could ever imagine. And this is something I almost always begin with in every coaching session. Everyone thinks their situation is horrible, is terrible, right? In the worst situation, that their specific manifestation is so unique and they're the only person to not manifest. Everyone feels that way. It's not, right? Everyone starts with this idea that my reality is not working in the way I want. And so the first, again, step is this right now, because the question is, why isn't my specific person manifesting yet? But again, if we don't have this belief, if we are believing it's not occurring, that they are not here, that things are working against us, that they're not caring about us, they're not thinking about us, they're not wanting to be with us, they're not obsessing over us, you'll totally miss the fact that they are right now. So the first step is always to understand that your reality is so much better than you think it is by a lot. Like by a lot. Because every person that has entered into coaching, when they do this, and you're going to do this right here and right now, when they understand this, thus you have then allowed your reality to give you exactly what you want. And then it comes into this dynamic, which I say all the time. Your biggest problem in manifestation, or at least in the sessions I've done, is you're going to receive too much, too fast, and it's going to be uncomfortable. Because I've already had a couple people this week in this same concept, in the same idea. They were receiving too much, too fast. I actually wanted to make a specific video about one of these individuals who their SP, I'll really quickly say, their SP is basically asking them out on multiple dates and they're nervous to move forward, which again, it has everything to do with your, like, you just feel comfortable in a state of being single. So that's a perfect example, but I'll make another video on it about how your problem is actually receiving too much. When you do this, when you get into this belief, you'll receive too much and you're going to be nervous and scared to move forward or see your reality change, because you could be married next week. That's a huge change. And so I know as much as we want it, we feel as if it's very uncomfortable, or we feel like we'll get into like an imposter syndrome state, but you're not an imposter. It's just you're associating with the previous state. And maybe you're dealing with this right here and right now. But remember, your problem is too much results, not too little results. That is something that is very common among everyone. If you've seriously took this idea that I'm talking about, like in this video, seriously, you're going to experience the same exact thing. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you did have any questions on it, leave them in the comment section below. Remember, you can also reach out to me on my website if you want to send me a personal message at kyleaugustcoaching.com. I know for all of my YouTube members, it's been a while since I went live. So tomorrow I'm going to be live at our normal 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to talk about exactly where we want to go because I'm switching up the schedule of the live, but I want to begin and start, or if everyone's okay with that, start another kind of challenge that we're going to do, but we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So get ready tomorrow, set your calendars, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to create some massive movement with your specific person. Thank you again so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you in my next video tomorrow and in my next live.